Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. And yesterday, in a brand new Fox News interview, Donald Trump decided to go after Ron DeSantis. So of course, the 2024 presidential race is heating up, if you can even believe it. Obviously, Donald Trump is in the race, Nikki Haley has entered the Republican race, and a few others. But the main story for 2024 comes from the Republican side, as to whether their nominee will be Donald Trump, who's a traitor, he stole classified documents, he incited an insurrection, and more. Or will it be Ron DeSantis, who's leading Florida like a fascist? He's banned certain books because he didn't like them. He's removed political enemies from their positions. The Republicans really don't have any great options, but those are the two leading candidates. And knowing this, Donald Trump decided to go after Ron DeSantis to try to take some of his popularity. And in this interview, Sean Hannity, who's also a terrible host at Fox, asked Donald Trump what he's thinking about 2024. Donald Trump recalled the story of when Ron asked for his endorsement. Now, I will warn you, in this interview, Donald Trump rambles incoherently, so it's a little bit difficult to understand what point he's trying to make, but take a look at the clip anyway.
So what happened with Ron is the following. He came to see me. He was getting killed. He was being crushed. Adam Putnam, it was over. I have many people that I know that worked for Adam Putnam. They said it was like a nuclear, I hate to use this expression, it was like a nuclear weapon went off when you endorsed, because they considered the race to be over. They had the race. He had millions and millions of dollars, and he was way up in the polls. He was beating Ron by 30 points or something. It was over. Ron came to see me, tears in his eyes. He said, I need you to do me a big favor. First he asked for the meeting, then he asked me for the favor. I said, what's the favor? Would you endorse me? I fought for you, but again, a lot of people fought for me. You fought for me only rightfully, but you fought for me if you thought I was right. A lot more than he did. But he said, I need your endorsement. I said, Ron, you're so far behind. I can't imagine that if you got George Washington's endorsement, combined with the late great Abraham Lincoln, if you had their endorsements, I don't think you could win, Ron, but tell me about it. Go ahead. He said, I'm telling you, I think I could win if I could get your endorsement. And he was, you'll have to check the records, but many, many, many points. It was over. And the nomination just...
And it was a very close race.
The nomination was just, okay. I said, let's give it a shot, okay? You know, you defended me. Adam Putnam didn't, one way or the other. I think he's probably a nice guy. You know, I never met him until later. A year later, I met him. He said, when you did that, it was like a rocket went up. He said, my race was over. They were already buying furniture for the governor's mansion. They were going to win. So I said, let's give it a shot, Ron, okay? And he was desperate. I said, okay. I gave him a nice endorsement. I said, you write out what you'd like and let me see it. He wrote it out. I thought it was terrible. I changed it, made it great. I gave him a great endorsement. From the moment I pressed that button, he blew the guy away. The race was over.
See, I wasn't lying. He just kept on blabbering and making points that made absolutely no sense. But if anything, that clip proves one thing to me, and that's the fact that the 2024 presidential election is going to be a bloodbath on the Republican side. Clearly, for Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis, there's no limits for what they will say about each other. I mean, Donald Trump has already been going around calling Ron DeSantis Ron DeSanctimonious or Meatball Ron. And of course, Ron DeSantis hit back at Donald Trump a little bit when he was asked about the New York investigation into Trump. But like, honestly, the Republicans are gonna tear themselves apart, and that puts a big smile on my face. I mean, but seriously, can you imagine the debates between these two? It'll just be Donald Trump screaming at Ron DeSantis that he's a rhino, and Ron screaming back with his weird hand movements. The very real feud between these two just continues to get better by the day. Like, Donald Trump will come up with a new insult, such as the one he used against him tonight, saying that he had teary eyes, or that he'd be working at a pizza shop if it weren't for his endorsement. Or, you know, you'd have another weak Ron DeSantis comment trying to go after Donald Trump, but pretty badly failing. But all I know is that me, as a Democrat that's going to vote for Joe Biden, and the millions and millions of independent voters are just going to be sitting back and watching these two children bout it out. It is certainly shaping up to be an extremely childish primary. Anyway, folks, that's going to wrap up the video for today. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. I would really appreciate that. And once again, whether you agree with me or you disagree with me, have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you folks soon.